What's going on, car family? I am Ben Wayne, and today we're going to be taking a look at the all-new 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300. Now, the GLC 300 is considered the replacement for the GLK, which was an entry-level SUV manufactured by Mercedes-Benz from 2010 to 2015. The GLK is now recognized as the GLC, and the reasoning behind the new nomenclature is part of an effort for Mercedes-Benz to align its SUVs with its cars. So kind of think of this car as an SUV version of the C-Class. Now let's do a brief walk around of the exterior and interior of the all-new GLC 300 and see what improvements have been made from the GLK. One of the first things you're going to notice when looking at the exterior of the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 is that it's a lot easier on the eye than the outgoing GLK. This car features a lot more curves, and as you know, this is Mercedes-Benz's latest design language. Another great feature of the GLC is that it's been extended by 4.6 inches due to the extended wheelbase, which yields more stability and more legroom for the passengers in the rear. Now if you come towards the back, you'll notice this bold line that goes across the vehicle. And like I said, since the wheelbase has been extended, it's been allowed more room to increase curves. In the previous GLK, there pretty much wasn't a slope back here at all. It was just a 90-degree drop off. But here on the GLC, there's actual haunches on the car, which gives it a nice aesthetic appeal. The all-new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 can be had with or without the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. The 4MATIC all-wheel drive system provides a torque split of 55% in the rear and 45% in the front. This car features a four-wheel multi-link suspension with agility control. And what agility control does is incorporate valves in each of the vehicle's shocks and can adjust the valves accordingly based on road surface. It can be used to sharpen handling and create a firmer ride. The GLC 300 can be had with 18, 19, or 20-inch wheels. This particular model features the AMG 19-inch wheels. Let's focus a little bit on the rear of the GLC 300. This is where you're going to see some of the greatest benefits of that additional 4.6 inches to the wheelbase that we talked about earlier. It allows Mercedes-Benz to play with the proportions of the vehicle just a little bit more by incorporating a sloped roof in the back as opposed to just a drop-off that you had on the previous GLK. The tail lamps of the GLC feature fiber optics and LEDs. Now, what's great about LEDs is that they illuminate 200 milliseconds quicker than the standard incandescent bulb, providing the driver behind you more time to hit brakes in the event that you have to stop suddenly in traffic. Mercedes-Benz has truly gone through some great lengths to improve off of the outgoing GLK. Now, even though the GLC 300 is 4.6 inches greater in length and 2 inches wider, it's 180 pounds lighter than the outgoing GLK. And this is due to the fact there's been extensive use of aluminum in the hood and the front fenders, and even the transmission casing is now magnesium. Now that we've covered some of the exterior features of the GLC 300, let's go over some of the interior details, starting with the door panel. Now, looking at the door panel, you'll see it's covered in black leather with contrast stitching going all the way across. You also have laser cut wood trim here and a high-end Burmester surround sound system. You have 14-way power adjustable seating with 3-position memory and 3 levels of heated seats. Coming further down, you have an aluminum door handle, your unlock and lock buttons, and 4 power buttons for your windows and power adjustable side view mirrors. Going further down on the door, you have 3 cup holders. Now, one thing that's missing here that you typically see in most production vehicles, there are no subwoofers on the door. Mercedes took the liberty of using the GLC's body shell to incorporate 2 subwoofers under the dash. This allows for lighter weight and greater resonance of the speakers. Now let's talk a little bit about the dash and the center console. So starting at the top of the dash is covered in black leather and has contrast stitching going across the width of the vehicle. You have a nice 7-inch display screen here for your multimedia functions. Coming further down, you have a huge panel of laser cut wood trim, which looks really nice against these aluminum air conditioning vents. Coming further down, you have your dual zone air conditioning controls, your navigation, radio, and media controls along with a CD player here. Opening up this panel, you have 2 cup holders and a cigarette lighter. And coming down to the center portion, you have controls for your different modes. We'll get to that a little bit later. This M button switches the car into manual mode and allows you to shift through the paddles. This button here is for your eco start and stop function, your volume control, and your traction control. This touchpad allows you to write letters for your navigation. Instead of searching for each letter individually, you can just write letters on here and the computer will recognize it and you can just write your destination. Coming further down in the center console, press this button. You have storage down here along with 2 USB ports and an SD card slot. Coming back to the dynamic button, it allows you to control several different modes. This car has individual mode, Sport Plus, Sport, Comfort mode, and Eco. So individual allows you to control each of the engine, steering, and Eco start-stop settings individually. Coming down to Sport Plus, Sport Plus, which allows the engine mapping to be a little bit more aggressive, steering's more aggressive, and the stop function for Eco mode is cut off. Coming down to Sport mode, again, the mapping has changed, the suspension has changed, not as harsh as Sport Plus. And then you have Comfort mode, a softer ride, easier steering, and easier throttle mapping for the engine. And then there's Eco mode, which incorporates the use of the start-stop function of the vehicle and even changes the air conditioning to the most fuel economic setting. Let's talk a little bit about the 3-spoke multifunction steering wheel of the GLC. It's covered in soft black leather on the top and bottom, but features soft perforated leather on the sides. It's a really nice touch. And then you have the traditional Mercedes-Benz logo in the middle here. It also features 2 small shift paddles on the back. The left is to downshift and the right is to upshift when driving in manual mode. Now, the rear of the GLC 300 so far seems to be a lot more comfortable than sitting in the back of the GLK. This is where you feel that additional 4.6 inches the most. There is a lot more leg room, 2 inches to be specific. There's 2 inches of more leg room in the GLC as opposed to the GLK, and it's really a noticeable difference. Let's take a quick look at the storage compartment of the Mercedes-Benz GLC. Power lift gate, which is really nice. And then you have plenty of storage here. Again, benefiting off that 4.6 inches of extension, you get a lot more storage. And a cool feature is, if you want more storage, you can just lower these seats here by pulling back on these buttons. Likewise on the other side. And when you're done, you get a total of 56.5 cubic feet of storage. Now that we've covered some of the interior features of the GLC 300, let's take a look and see what's under the hood. When you open the hood of the GLC 300, you're going to find a 2-liter 4-cylinder direct injected turbocharged engine. This engine produces 241 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 273 pound-feet of torque at a low 1,300 RPM. Now, the 2-liter 4-cylinder is currently the only engine available with the GLC. However, there is a Bluetech diesel on its way and a plug-in hybrid. Now let's start up the GLC 300 and hear how it sounds. Well, that was a brief review of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300. There is a GLC Coupe on the way, similar to the GLE Coupe. I would like to thank the viewers for watching, and I want to give a special thanks to Atlanta Classic Cars for allowing me to come here and film the all-new GLC. Please be sure to stay tuned. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, and share my video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Now, even though this isn't a large 4-door sedan, 2 adults still can sit in the back seats. If I put this front driver's seat back, it'll back up just enough to where it hits my knees and then tapers off a little bit so I have just enough room to ride comfortably.